So 16 at Muni is a really fun hole. It gets tough. It challenges players. It's not the longest hole in the world. It's just a little over 4. But you get in here and it starts to bring trouble into play. You cannot miss left. So after you've been hitting shot after shot where you can go either side and you're going to get away with it, to have that penalty where you're out of bounds if you go a little bit left really makes you focus. It makes it a tough hole. So players are going to play it down the right-hand side and draw it back if they have their way. And then once you get up near the green, right, it's a pretty accessible green. So it's not hard. There's a lot of subtle breaks on this green, which can make it tricky. But, you know, it's not going to lead to big disasters. There's no big slopes on it. Everything kind of slopes off from the green, which is not that common out at Muni. But this hole, there's a lot of sloping away. So I have Max here. This is a sneaky tough hole. A lot of people have trouble with 16 at Muni. You know, I think it's a pretty straightforward hole, but when you come off of the wide open holes, this hole has trouble immediately hitting you in the face on the left-hand side, like huge trouble, houses. How do you approach this hole?
So what I usually like to do is I like to aim kind of at the cart path and just play a draw off that.
Okay.
Because it's far enough right, and if it doesn't draw, it's still going to be perfectly fine.
Yeah, even if you double cross yourself, you're staying out of trouble with that line. Okay. So I like that. Do you always take a higher target? We've talked about that before.
Yeah. So if I were to take the higher target, the tall tree that's out on the right, just the right edge of that.
Okay.
Right back.
So let's pick that target. Let's go through our routine. Let's execute. So that is the double cross right there that we talked about, but you're going to be just left of the fairway. It's early, that's not a good shot, but that shows you how good game management at an elite level player's perspective can really save you. A lot of people, if he was going right down the middle of that fairway, that ball is going left of left, probably in the houses, but playing the draw off the right-hand side puts that right back just on the left-hand side, gives you a shot in the green. So you've always had huge distance, okay? Ever since you were a little kid, you hit it past most of the other kids. Rubbed it in your old buddy Nick's face every time you did it too.
Yeah.
So we're 66 yards from the hole. You were able to bomb it past any of the real trouble on the left-hand side of the fairway. So that's a pretty big, for you, miss, you know. But as we talked about, if you game plan a hole right, you can take real trouble out of play. If you ended up double crossing right, you would just had to punch it low and run it up on the green. You would have been absolutely fine. So 66 yards. Are you planning on flighting this one high, low? How are you going to get in there? There's no real trouble in front of that.
Probably a little bit higher, just because it says it's a middle pin, but it's looking a little bit more front.
Okay.
So I got to kind of get this a little bit higher.
Okay. Okay. Take it in there, throw it in high, hit to stop. So when you're out here at Muni, you always have to take the ball higher. Nice shot. There's a few holes that will spin, but a lot of them you don't get a lot of check, right? So that low flighted spinner is generally not the way to go. Trajectory wins the day a lot, especially on that elevated pin. So that's a really good shot and well executed, well thought out. Max, he's a fun one. I've been teaching Max since he was a little kid. You know, he's now working his way into being a elite D1 golfer. Team he's playing for made it to regionals last year. So I'm really excited to see what Max can do in the upcoming future with his game, see where we can take it after college. There's bigger plans than just making it to the level we made it at, but concentrate in the next couple of years on trying to pick up a win or two at the D1 level. All right, so good look at birdie. You haven't had the most success in these playing lessons you've appeared in before and actually holing out for birdie.
I know.
So, you know, I was kind of thinking, and this is a good time to talk about it with you. I think you get too technical and you worry too much about your read. I want you to try something different here. I want you to get your read, get your visual, but when you stand up over that golf ball, I want you to be less technical on making sure you get the perfect line, okay? I want you to look at it, feel it. I want you to take a stroke to the side of the golf ball, try and feel the putt, and then step in and hit it. Visually see the hole, see if we can execute on it, okay? Get the right pace, knock it in, feel this. Great putt, Maxie. Hey guys, if you like this video, hit like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. I come out with new content every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Thanks a lot, guys.